Hello, beautiful people. It's your girl Jeannie, and of course, it's Jeannie Signatures once again. Thank you all to my amazing subscribers. Thank you all. I really appreciate every one of you. So, today I'll be making this Bubu Kaftan, a Bubu or a Kaftan, anyhow you call it. So, if this is what you're interested in, please kind of watch till the end. It's quite easy and it's quite direct. So, enjoy and let's get right into it. So I'm just trying to greet everybody here because it's been quite a while. Okay, like 2 days now I've not had any tutorials. So I just wanted to explain how the style is going to be looking. That this is what I'll be using to mix that I used for that built-up collar. So that is a doll face and that is 1 yard. And my fabric, this is what I have. It's 3 yards of fabric and it's an African print or Ankara as we call it, and the length is usually by 45 inches. So I'm folding lengthwise and then I'll fold into two again, so that will give us 4 folds. So because I'll be cutting both the front and the back at the same time. So I'm arranging the fabric like this because I want that pattern to be by the side. It will be on one side of the front and then on one side of the back, so it will give it a kind of beauty. So most times when you have fabrics that have patterns like this, please ensure that you check very well before folding it, because the way you fold it determines how the beauty of the fabric would come out. So just take your time and then you fold as appropriate. So I've folded my fabric very well, and so we'll be heading over to marking of whatever we need right about now. So now the first thing I'm trying to do there is just to get the length of the gown. So I'm going to be making use of the whole length of the Ankara fabric. So that will be like 55 inches from my calculations, and that is okay for my clients with sewing allowance, of course. So now I'll be taking my shoulder measurement divided by 2, whatever that is, I'll mark, and then I'll be extending the sleeve length. So I'll be making use of this total length that I have on fold. And when you look at the folded parts, you can see that they are folded. That is, both the front and the back as in are folded. I don't want to cut it open, but if you want to cut yours open and then join it later, that means you have to go down by 1 inch or 1.5 inches for shoulder slope before you would connect your armhole and all that. But I'm not going to be doing that. I'm just going to be leaving it like this. And alternatively, instead of marking your shoulder measurement and then your sleeve length, just place your tape at the midpoint of the back of your neck, and then you take it to where you want your sleeve to get to. So that was what I was trying to explain right there. And then you would arrive at the same thing. So now, because I'm making use of the whole length of the fabric, there's no need for me to make any measurement. So I'll be coming down by 12 inches for my sleeve opening. So that is what I just marked there. And then for the neck width, I'll be making use of 3.5 inches. So for a small size, you can use 3 inches. So for a bigger size, you can use between 3.5 and 4 inches respectively. So for the neck depth for the back, because I'll be cutting the back depth, neck depth or neckline first, and that will be a round circle. So I came down by 1.5 inches for that. And so I'm connecting it like so. So the next thing I'll be doing that, I'll come to that place that I came down by 12 inches for my armhole, and then I want to explain, like, if you want to just like fitted, you get your half length, you get your shoulder to your hip line, and then you're going to be taking all the vertical measurements, you add some allowances, and then you add everything and then you shape it out. But I'm not going to be doing that. I want this, or my clients, not mine, wants this to be bogus but not very bogus, so something reasonable. So I'm just going to be coming down from the edge of that fabric by 2 inches all the way to the length. So that is what you see me marking right there. and then I'll carve out the armhole like so, and then connect it to the 2 inches that I went down marking. So as you see me do, you can use your ruler if you want, but I just felt like freehand will make it faster. So far I'd marked out all the 2 inches, so I think that is all for now. So we're just going to be cutting it out. So I'll start from the length of the gown, and then I'll cut it right up. So if you want a pocket for this, you can add a pocket, but my client's fabric was not enough for me to add the pocket, so that is why I did not add the pocket. She would have loved the pocket, but the fabric was just not enough for that. So I've cut that out, and then I'll be going over to cut that extra edge because I don't need that savage edge, so I'm cutting that out. And then I'll go over to the neckline. So I'll be cutting this out now because that's the only neckline I had marked in there. So I've cut out the neckline as well. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is that I'm going to be opening this up, and then I'll be arranging it in a way that the back will be to the back and then the front will be to the front. When I've finished arranging it, you understand what I mean. So that is what I'm trying to arrange. So make sure that you arrange everything and everything sits and aligns properly. So as you can see, the back is facing the back, and then I'll be adjusting whatever I want to adjust because of the kimono like look that it has in the front. That is how I'll be doing it. So let me just arrange it very well. So I had finished arranging it. As you can see, everything is aligned, everything is sitting pretty. So you can see the neckline where I cut it off from. So you can see that one side is going to be for the back and then the other side is going to be for the front. So you can see that they are both on fold. So in order to get that barrier or that taper thing that we have in the front, I'll be going in from the folded part. That will be for my front part. I'll be marking 2 inches all the way down. I'm making use of 2 inches. Sorry, I have cold, so that is why my nose is doing somehow. Sorry about that. So I'll be marking the 2 inches all the way down. So please, if you have watched up to this level, kindly hit the like button, subscribe, share, and please give this video a very big thumbs up. Thank you all. And thank you all to my amazing subscribers. You guys have been wonderful. You keep encouraging me to do more. So now I'm correcting the 2 inches that I had marked. Today is just like a freehand kind of a thing because I didn't even make use of my ruler. So that was why I marked the two inches near each other so that I would be able to use my hand to connect it as you see me do. So in order for us to get that the neckline part, we're simply going to, I'll mark the 2 inches again right from there. Sorry, I have cold like I told you. I'm so sorry, but it's just that I had to upload this video. And so from that neckline part, you can see the mid part. See me, I was just flipping this. This thing can be so confusing at times. So now I just want to connect from that part. As you can see, that's the part that it will be for the front part. So I'm just trying to align it with the 2 inches that I marked for the front. So you can see that is how you're going to be aligning it. If you like, you can get your armhole from here, but I just feel like it's really not necessary. Your depth, the neck depth, because you don't need it here. At the end of the day, you'll still cut it out. So I would prefer getting my neck depth on the band that I'll be cutting out later. You'll be seeing that in the course of my explaining as we progress. So I'm cutting off that 2 inches. You can see my daughter was dragging that cloth from the other side, and I was like, please just leave this cloth. So that is what I'm cutting out. Just, I don't want to forward anything. I just want to take my time to show you the detailed tutorial on how it's done. So that probably you're going to be cutting it for your as your style for your holiday season. So now you're going to be cutting it into that neckline like so. Yes, so we've cut it out. So this is like useless for now. We'll not be needing it for anything. So automatically that front part has turned into two pieces. It's no longer a piece. It's only the back part that would be single. So you can see I'd gone ahead to flip it over, as in bring back the back and the front, so you can see it's because the color is so similar and you are not seeing the difference, but in due time you would understand what I'm trying to say. So in order to replace or put back that black band that we have in the front that would serve and turn these clothes into a kimono like gown, I'm going to be measuring the length from one side to the other, so you can see the way it looks now. So you can see that the flower is on one part of the gown, which kind of gives it a fitting. So I'll be measuring that. I'll be measuring it from one side through the neck and then to the other side of the clothes. And so after measuring it, incidentally, in the middle, at the middle for the back, as in the mid point was 60. So from the other side, automatically it should be 60. Though I measured it, but I just felt like that should be the same thing. So the total length of what I'll be cutting out for my band will be 120 inches, but I would rather cut out 150 inches so that even if I have excess, I can trim it out. So because doll face that I'm using comes by 60, it's not by 150, so I will be cutting two pieces of that and then I'll add extras on both sides of the band. I believe you understand what I just explained. So I'll be setting that aside and then we'll be dealing with the doll face. So this is the doll face. I have 1 yard of fabric there. So I just want to tell you that since I cut out 2 inches here, and when you open it up, it's going to be 4 inches. So what I'll be cutting out on my doll face is going to be 5 inches, and when it's unfolded, it will be 2.5 inches. So I need that half an inch to join it back to the fabric. So that is why I'll be cutting out unfold 2.5 inches, but when it's open, it's going to be 5 inches. So let me do that off camera so that I'll be back and it will be fast. So I've gone ahead to do that, and I've even gone ahead to iron a gum stay to make it a volume, to make it thick. You know, doll face is usually soft, so it's not thick. So I would want that band area to be thick. The only problem I have with doll face is that when you iron gum stay on it, it makes it look rough, but there's nothing we can do about that. Absolutely nothing. So now I'm just going to be showing you the next thing to do. So let me set that aside so that we'll go over to this band ASAP. So now I've already gone ahead to iron it. As you can see, I had to iron that middle part because it's going to be guiding me in what I want to do. So right there I have about 150 inches of fabric in length. So I've opened it up like so. So you're going to be opening it up like so, the way I just opened it. You can see that we have our lines in the middle. So I'm just trying to make it align properly. Just take your time, there's no need to rush so that you would get it very well. So I'm just going to be aligning it very well. So you can see this is how it looks. So that place automatically where I folded it, I folded it into two now because I told you that what I have is 120 inches, but what I cut out is 150 inches. So I just cut it out like this. So that will be 75 from each side as I folded it like this. So that's upper part, that where I folded it from, is going to be automatically the midpoint. That is where it will be sitting at the back of my neckline. I'm just trying to align it very well, but I discovered that some places were not smooth. So that is what I was just trying to perfect right there. So just take your time. So you can see the lines in the middle indicating the midpoint that demarcated the 5 inches to be 2.5 inches on both sides. So the next thing I'm going to be doing now, right from that folded part, I'm going to be coming down for the depth of neckline that I would want to have. So whatever how deep your neckline is, you please kindly go ahead. So for this I marked 15 inches. I initially marked 12 inches. So after marking 12 inches, I placed it on my neck just to ascertain how deep it is. So when I placed it on my neck, I saw that it was still not deep as I would have wanted it. So I now had to open it up, and then I extended it by 3 inches. And for the slit in the front, you're equally going to be doing the same thing. So you're going to be measuring from the full length. I'll be going up by 20 or 23 inches. I added extra 3 inches. I would have loved 20 inches. So putting into consideration the extra 3 inches that I added for the length of the band, so I would make it 23 inches. So I'll be marking that so you can see it. So I'm going to be sewing from here to the other side where the neck depth is supposed to stop. So I'll be sewing from there to the other side. So the other side will be left open, and I'll be back to show you. So yes, I had gone ahead to sew it. You can see my sewing lines right there. I think it's visible. So I've finished sewing it, and then I'll be flipping it over like this. It's very easy. There's nothing so magical or difficult about this. If you watch the video very well, you would understand how this is done. It's very easy. So just flip it over, just turn it over, and automatically the other side will fall for the other side, and this side will fall for this side. So you can see it's very easy. So after doing it like this, I'm going to take it to my sewing iron, and then I'm going to be giving it a very good press so that everything will lay flat. So you can see the slit right there. So it's quite easy. There's nothing so difficult to do it. So this is our neckline. So if you want to ascertain the depth of it before fixing it to your dress, please kindly place it on your neck, then you check how deep it is before. So I was just trying to say that I was going to bring it down a bit right there, because even without putting it on my neck, I just felt like this was choky. It was too small. So you can see the midpoint where I joined my band. That is what I was saying, that would serve as my midpoint automatically. So I don't need to get the midpoint, because that is where I'll be using as my midpoint. And so on the fabric, I'm going to be folding it into two like so, and then I'm going to be notching the midpoint from the back, which I think I had already done off camera. So that is what I'll be placing, because I think I've already done that. And so I'll be placing it like so, that midpoint, and then I'll be attaching it like so, and then I'll be using a pin to hold it in place so that it will not shift, or so that I'll avoid stories that touch the heart. Oh, my daughter was busy shaking the camera, the tripod stand here. I'm so sorry. I just had to pause it, and then, ah, oh, thank God. I just had to remove her hand from there and then continue. So I'm going to be sewing this all the way down on one side, and then you're going to be taking the other side as well, and then you'll be sewing half inch all the way down. So let me do that, and then voila, we are here. And so this is how it came out to be. You can see it's looking beautiful already. It's looking pretty. I just like the way this thing came out. Like one side has the flower, and then the other side is kind of plain, and then we have that flower in the middle point. So please always look at your fabric before cutting, because it's not just fold and cut. Please always ensure you check out the patterns and align them, because those things kind of give good vibes to material or the style you're making. So for this sleeve, I actually didn't want to add a band to the sleeve part, but as I got here, I wanted to just fold it, like fold and just sew it and that. So it, I just felt like this will give it a kind of beauty. Let me just go and cut it, and then I'll fix it. Sorry. And then I'll be back to show you. It's quite easy. Just cut out the length of the band. I cut out 2 inches, and then you're going to be sewing from the wrong side and then bring it to the right side. And that is just it, so that it will look neat. So I've gone ahead to do that. I equally ironed the gum stay on it though, so it's easy. That is why I didn't bother to show how I cut it out, because it's easy. Just cut out a 2 inches or 2.5 inches band, or how big you want your band to be. Iron a gum stay to that, unfold as of course, and then just start sewing it from the wrong side, and then you bring it to the right side, and that is it. So now I'm basically going, we're almost through. I'm going to be aligning that like so. Just place it very well, the sleeves. Like I told you, I won't be attaching a pocket because my client's fabric has been exhausted, so there's nothing I could do. So I'm just going to be running the stitches, the sewing allowances on both sides, 1 inch all the way, all the way down. And then I will be using bias strip to tape the inner band that I just made like that. I'll be using a black bias. I just had to show you this bias to explain what I meant. So I'll be using a black bias to turn it all the way around, so that it will be neat. You can use your serger machine or interlocking machine, but I'll be making use of my bias band. So yes, we are through with it, and this is how it looks. It's looking beautiful. I'll go ahead and give it a very good press so that everything will look neat and pretty. So you can see the back as well, that the flower came on one side and it gave it a kind of beauty that is beautiful. So for the armhole side, under that armhole side, in order to avoid bulginess or squeezing there, just nudge it. Don't nudge it across the sewing seams, just to make it relax, so that when you iron it, it will iron very well. So thank you all, and God bless you all. Catch you all on my next tutorial. Have a wonderful day, and this is Genius Signature signing out. Kisses and love you all.